There have been some minor debates about the Endfield character design lately, especially when it comes to certain stylistic choices that many critics would call hoyorification. So I took the freedom to do a little comparison video between Arknights operators and all the Endfield operators that are currently known as of Beta 2 coming up. So I will go through the known Endfield characters one by one and formulate my opinions on them. And when applicable, I will also present a direct comparison to a character of similar design of the original Arknights game. So let's start with the poster girl of Endfield, Plica. And this one is a bit of a tricky one to me, because as much as I wanted her to compare to Amiya, I think Calcit just fits the comparison much better. And Plica is also the perfect character to talk about art direction. You can immediately tell that Plica's design is more stylized and simplified compared to our cat boss daughter wife Aldwell. While the coat, the lab equipment and the typical abundance of pointless belt is all there, it feels more clean and sanitized. And you will notice this on all characters, really. The designers had to make a bit of a compromise and sacrifice some details for a more streamlined and also easier to read shape. Because unlike Arknights, you will be fighting with these designs, so the design team couldn't simply fix impractical designs with chibi sprites. Other than just the simplification, you can also see that there is a slight shift away from the more grounded and desaturated colors to pastel color aesthetic. And again, you will see this on basically every character going forward. And it kinda makes sense that they are toning down on this squiddy presentation. Because if you really think about it, in Terra, you live in rundown slums on driving cities, surrounded by deadly rock cancer crystals, environmental hazards, psychopathic genocidal dictators, eldritch horror monsters that are basically a crossbreed between a Murloc and the Borg, weird portal monsters that can literally manipulate space-time, and a sexy alien mommy that is basically the Reapers from Mass Effect. So the bottom line is, the world of Terra is a grim-dark misery porn at its finest, whereas Talos 2 in Endfield, kinda nice and cozy in comparison. So what are my thoughts about Plica? Let's be real, you can't really mess up the office girl wearing pantyhose design, so this gets a pass from me. So we continue with Chen, and obviously we would compare her to none other than Cardigan. I bet you didn't see that coming. But hear me out on this. These characters are not only similar in presentation, but they are also both Genki Girl gremlins, so I think it fits. And honestly, looking at them side by side, it's hard for me to say anything against the design of Happy Chen. She would absolutely fit into the launch operator set of Arknights, although more towards the lower star spectrum of operators. It's simple, it's cute, it's effective. A little bit of pastelification, but other than that, totally fine. Also, is it just me, or did one of the animators have way too much fun here? The next character is Snowshine. And there's really not much to say here, because this is literally just a recolor of Aurora. And to be honest, I was always a complete sucker for her design. I really wanted to make Aurora work, and Aurora. Never mind. A hot pants wearing polar bear is absolute peak design, and I will gladly eat from her tummy. Okay, let's check out Wolfguard, the first male character, and oh boy, they are going ham on the B-shonen manly man design. Who's my little doggy woggy boy? To be honest, Arknights' character design was always hit or miss when it came to male characters. Most of them just looked like carbon copies of the same thirst trap design with slightly different outfits. I mean, when they came up with something else, it was usually peak, like the stabby sushi man or the hip-hop chameleon. But yeah, it takes some bravery to deviate from the DILF Daddy formula, so I get it. Lifeng. First, let me say that his stand looks absolutely amazing. The artists making these do an incredible job, and it's honestly kinda sad that these lovely 2D illustrations kinda don't get as much attention in the game as they did before. He is also, in my opinion, the most visually interesting male character presented so far. I mean, sure, it's the classic Bishonen style, but the combination of sneakers with traditional elements and tactical gear is just so incredibly Arknights core. One of the best character designs in Endfield so far. Next up, we have Jahi, and she's rocking a skin-tight black fashion with a hint of goth and thick thighs. So basically the default Sarkaz optics. Their genetics are just something else. So the space nun with a circular chainsaw is kind of a staple in Arknights for some reason. Also, she's one of these characters that have a super stylish backside design. So one of the characters that you definitely want to play from third-person perspective. Okay, let's go to the first controversial character, Ember. To be honest, I was never a big fan of the Sancta aesthetic with the random Tesh clutter and the blue archive halo. But in Arknights, this was always contrasted with a very grounded and basic fashion selection. But Ember? I don't know, there's just way too much going on here. And honestly, she's the first character we get in Endfield that is part of the literal gun angel race, and she isn't even using a gun. Why are you trying to subvert your very own lore tropes on the literal introduction character for that faction? That makes no sense. Also, sticking out her back, boobs and butt in what is a skin-tight leotard, underneath sharp metal edges, blades, and whatever the fuck the stuff is that she's wearing there, doesn't sound like a good life choice. Which is the perfect segue to the other red-haired sword lady, Laevatain, Surtur, a character that, to this day, still has only one character trait. She likes ice cream. I'm not sure at which point Hypergriff decided to embrace the meme and never actually made her appear in the lore, but come on, bitte devs really pull a just Surtur it on character design. And here's the thing. I can't even criticize this character much because the flared skirt with the flame aesthetic is very cool and the flashy animations are an absolute treat to look at. And for the next part, let me quickly talk about a very important concept in character design. The idea is that when you design a character, you have like smaller areas with high details and much clutter, and then other areas with low details and low clutter to balance it off. And this is exactly the case here. We have high clutter around your skirt, this is the focus of attention, and then we have low clutter around the shoulders and legs. I mean, it's definitely still one of the busier designs in Endfield, but in direct comparison with Ember, it's basically just her skirt, her weapon, and some pointless belt. Okay, here is Arclight. Really cool, really Arknights. I love the blue hair strand and I am always a sucker for the Egyptian aesthetic. I really love it when gacha games also remember that people of color exist, and yeah, especially Arknights had some very cool designs. Unfortunately, most of them didn't have any meta value in the game, but well, I built them regardless. And Arclight would probably be my favorite character design in Endfield, if it weren't for the fact that for some reason the 3D model looks very different from the 2D splash art. I don't know what went wrong here, but the colors are off, the face looks a little bit weird. I can't put my finger on it, but something doesn't feel right. And here comes Yvonne. Whoever did this character absolutely cooked. Is this character blatant fan service? Absolutely. But I don't care, because the outfit of this character is super cool. The splash art is very cute, the animations are absolutely pristine, and everything about this character is just crazy well designed. If this is the kind of streamlined moa trash we will be getting in the future, then I will happily admit I am a raccoon. Jilla, another direct copy of a popular Arknights character. But just like Snowshine, it gets an easy pass from me simply because I love the original character design of Angelina, and considering she was one of the characters that got shafted through a dead-on-arrival kit, I am happy they decided to give her a second chance. Also, her idle animation is super adorable. Ravenna is Enfield's version of Sadge, I guess. Honestly, in direct comparison, it just doesn't stick the landing. We have the same problem that we have with Ember. Visual clutter without any contrast in empty areas. You see, Savage has this area of high clutter around her right shoulder with the random belts and the ID card and stuff. On every runner, it's just everywhere. What even is this design? This is the most random set of clothing I have seen so far. And I don't even dislike this character in general. I love the Kautos aesthetic. But her fashion design is just terrible in comparison to all the other lovely Kautos ladies we have in Arknights. Okay, next up is Helagor. I mean, Progranichik. Is that how you pronounce it? Anyway, he's a returning classic Arknights character, except how the frick did they mess this up? Why is Helagor 2.0 no longer an old man? Who came up with the idea to remove the one thing that made Helagor so incredibly based, just to replace him with just another B-shonen fuckboy? And to make matters worse, the military officer drip is absolute fire and would have gone so hard on an elderly character. Next up is Eyjafjalla. Adelia. Well, she's one of the top 3 fan-favorite characters, so obviously they would bring her back basically unchanged. And good riddance, because our lovely volcano sheep is already perfection. Okay, here's Alish, another addition as of Beta 2. The character that comes the closest here in comparison would be, I don't know, maybe Rafita? Yeah, that checks out. The raccoon theme is super cute, and I guess they wanted to cater to the Final Fantasy XIV fanboy crowd. So, yeah, I can't resist his tail wiggle. Okay, the next character are actually 5 characters that are the filler characters in the basic Endfield outfit. Honestly, there's nothing wrong with them. They are in line with the white on black Endfield baseline design, and it's nice to see our lizard man making a comeback. Wait, is that Kavio? And why the hell is Estella so cute? Why does Akikuri have these adorably massive eyebrows? Oh my god, she's a Shiba Inu. You know, on second thought, these characters are way too cool for filler slop. If this becomes another cruise situation and we will eventually get an age-up alternate version of these characters, I will be so happy. Okay, I have mostly been talking about art and design choices on the characters so far, so let's talk the probably most controversial character last. Last right. And boy, are they baiting us here. This character is all over the place. Insane moa gap between skin-tight fashion with skin windows and a super extra shy personality. Typical sarcastic body type with weird accessories like somehow belts. If you feel this character looks weird, then let me introduce you to her race. These adorable fun guys are the Nachzehrers, and I will totally pronounce it like that because it's a German folklore, so I will pronounce it German. It's akin to a Slavic vampire. And in this game, they have some kind of mummy theme, so they mixed some stuff up here, but, well, artistic freedom. No, I imagine her sitting on a dinner table with her spooky mummy parents and going like, "It's not a phase, Mom!" To be honest, I didn't like this character at first because her outfit and design went against the faction lore. But then something strange happened, because the longer I looked at the design, the more it made sense to me. The outfit captures the mummy theme with the bandages, And then there is all the small details like her hair resembling the usual Nachtzehrer bandage-like hair strands. Then I remembered that we already had some female versions of the Nachtzehrer race in the story, and so I looked them up, and this is Karaisa, an NPC character of the same race. And it's also not like Nachtzerers would never dress modern, so this is NPC Nadine from chapter 14. Also, she basically transforms into her true form in her ultimate, which is really cool. I mean, I can see the criticism with the thigh window going against her shy personality, but then again, she's basically just wearing the same bandage-based clothing that her faction all builds around. And it's not like the blue color scheme hasn't been established before. Maybe that's just me really not liking Ember, but comparing her to Last Ride, I feel like Last Ride is fine, really. Unlike Ember, her character design does play into the lore tropes of her origin and is only antithetical at first glance. Oh, did I mention that her race devours people alive? So in conclusion, is there anything I would like to see from the developers going forward? Honestly, I feel like they are leaning way too hard into reoccurring characters right now. Because, let's face it, half the characters are Arknights cameos, and I would like to see them being a bit more confident when it comes to trying something new. Lifeng, Jahi and Yvonne are fantastic characters, and I would love to see more unique creations of the Endfield team. Not everything will be a perfect hit, obviously, but playing it safe by recycling too many popular characters is just, I don't know, it just feels cheap. And it might also create a slippery slope of plot holes. I think we missed a character.